رمضان رمضان شهر القرآن هدى لنا.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Ramadan Talks, where we talk about topics inside and outside Ramadan. Last time we spoke about not every house being a home, and in particular, the whole phenomenon of broken homes. We're going to unpack a little bit more of marriage, the husband and wife, that relationship.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. We continue on the discussion, which is critical, and we can't actually condense the whole discussion on family and marriage. It's Ramadan talk, and we just talk on issues that are relevant. We believe that Ramadan inspires us and somehow instills in us values we can carry with us outside Ramadan in our life. Like I said, I always say, you may have heard me, that shaitan, he does not throw rockets and bombs to destroy humanity. He actually destroys marriages, and thereby he destroys families, and thereby he destroys communities and societies, and thereby he destroys humanity. So he vowed to destroy the human being. And that is also destroying the two components of a marriage, the husband and wife. And if we want to address family, even before we talk about children, we need to talk about parents. So you have a man and a woman. They get married because they love each other. But are they ready to be parents? If parenting is more difficult than engineering, if parenting is more difficult than, being a medical doctor or a civil engineer who builds amazing things like bridges and roads, or a chemical engineer or a scientist, if parenting is more difficult, why don't we study for parenting? You'll be laughing probably if I tell you, last time we had parenting workshop and we brought psychologists, religious leaders, people like myself who do counseling, and different social workers, and we had more contributors than attendees. People are not interested because they say, I already know how to raise my children. I say respectfully, not everyone. I myself attending those workshops, in spite of 30 years of counseling, I benefit every time I hear someone. Sometimes a story of a parent teaches me a lot. So unless we take, or we're willing to take and learn from each other, we can never improve our parenting. And our parenting has become very challenging given the influences and the many factors that play in the raising and the education of your child.
If we were to go one step lower, what would you say is the root cause for parents, newlywed couples? Oh, I don't need to study.
Yeah, because we assume we have it figured out. But we have to understand that first and foremost, you need to protect marriage. And before we do parenting workshop, we encourage people to do marriage workshop. Marriage workshop is not only knowing your rights, what are my rights and duties. This is not a business or a contract where you just exchange goods, and benefits. This is a man and woman becoming one. They will disagree, but they will try their best, never fall in dispute. They will always have the same goal. So there are 10 essential qualities for a marriage to be successful and to be solid. And number one is the willingness from the inception to forgive. Because what happens with marriages, they are waiting for each other to make mistake, the spouses, and then to attack each other and to just take like a scoring system. And this happens a lot with young couples lately. Oh, you did this, I said this, and it's like they're counting against each other. Marriage, as the saying goes, a good marriage is a marriage where the two are forgivers, or it's made of two forgiving people. So a husband is willing to forgive his wife, a wife is willing to forgive her husband. They're willing. Like Allah is most forgiving, we ask Allah to forgive us in Ramadan, but we're not willing to forgive our spouses. So what kind of marriage is this? So this is very important. So where two people are forgiven easily, they don't hold grudge. They are willing to forgive because they know that person made a mistake, because we all fall weak. Allah says, وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. We all have moments of failure, we become weak. But rather than be judges, be forgivers. That is quality number one. Quality number two, Allah mentioned in the Quran, is mercy. وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. Mercy. Mercy is very important. A husband should be merciful and a wife should be merciful. And treating each other with mercy will be a reason why Allah will be more merciful. In the Holy Quran, Allah describes the theme in chapter 7 of a husband and wife coming together as a merciful connection. And then He said, He put between you mercy. 3 is mawadda. What is mawadda? This mawadda word doesn't exist in English.
There's no English equivalent.
I didn't find, if you look at translations, mawadda would be, affection, care, concern, putting yourself in each other's shoes, love, which is bonding, sense of attachment, and many. I found 20 words just to fulfill the word, mawadda. So that is critical between husband and wife. The moment you don't have mawadda, then there is this block and schism in marriage. So we said again, earlier we said first forgiveness, number 2 is mercy, number 3 is mawadda, and number 4 is concern. It sounds like care, but concern means you concern for your spouse well-being. Husband comes from work tired and in pain. You're giving that husband solace, rather than he came from work. Rather than seeing it as a disturbance. These days, a wife sees husband come back. Oh my God, he's here. Sometimes the wife and children just can't wait. The father leaves to work. You see, that's unfortunately being concerned mean as much as you're concerned for your peace and rest, be concerned for him, and vice versa also. Husband checks on his wife. Are you okay? Do you need help? That's concern. This is too much for you. Ramadan, you're fasting, you're cooking. Can you have some kind of sense of care and concern for her? That is number 4. Number 5 is understanding. And understanding is tied in with forgiveness. We need to understand each other. Sometimes the wife doesn't think like the husband, so he understands why she speaks like that. And the wife also tries to understand her husband. We always say man from Mars and women from Venus because they don't understand each other, but that's just a saying. A husband, every human being is different, and as you grow in marriage, you start understanding each other. Ramadan really is a great opportunity to bring all these beautiful values. Number 6 is sharing. A marriage is about sharing. You share not only goods or home or furniture or a bed. You share your secrets. You share your worries. You share your hopes and dreams. That's a beautiful marriage where the husband and wife. Look at the Prophet ﷺ. He shared with Aisha or with Salama and Khadija before she died. He shared with her, and that, remember when he came down, she said, no, Allah will never let you down. You carry the load of the feeble, you care for the poor, you help this and you help that. They were sharing. That sharing is not only about sharing, having joint account. Also, you have also this sharing. So number 6 is sharing. Number 7, it's missing in marriages, encouragement. Motivating and encouraging each other rather than criticizing and bring down. Your husband wants to start a new business, encourage him. That's what he wants. He's passionate. Encourage him, help him. Your wife wants to take a course, and to educate herself, and then encourage her. If that makes her happy, it should make you happy. As they say, happy husband, happy wife, or happy wife, happy husband. It works both ways. Nearness. This is many husbands, wives, because of time and this nearness. Even Al-Quran in Ramadan, Allah said, you were depriving yourselves. Because people thought by fasting, they're not supposed to have intimate relations, spend time with their family. Allah said, no. After you fast at night, Allah doesn't want you. You were depriving yourselves. Have time with your wives in the middle of Ramadan. Why would Allah talk about that in one of the pillars of Islam, fasting, as He legislated and made it an injunction for us to fast? And fasting involves abstaining from this and that, including intimate relations. Says, no, do not leave your spouses, and unless you're in seclusion in i'tikaf, we spoke about this before. So that sense of nearness, when a wife thinks of her husband, he's near to her. Even when he's traveling, she knows he's near to her, and vice versa. Unfortunately, these days, we don't have that. So much attitude and self-centeredness.
So being near is what really brings the families together.
Exactly. Well, not only the parents, children, but that nearness has to start emanate from the husband and wife. If the children see their parents near to each other, close to each other, and they always like to be near each other, not repulsing each other, they learn that subliminally, and they grow in that sense of nearness. And number 9 is support. Support is very important. Allah speaks of husbands and wives being the leaning wall, meaning you can lean on them. When Prophet Lut, his wife left him, of course for the wrong reason, he was with his 2 daughters. What did he say? Ya Allah, aw ruknin shadidin awi ilay. He missed his wife. Is there someone I can lean on? Because the husband leans on his wife and the wife leans on her husband. See the metaphor there? Is you are feeling sometimes weak. You need someone to share your secrets, and you need the support. So we lean on a supporting wall. Husbands lean on their wives, and wives lean on their husbands. I always repeat this in marriages. Last but not least, grow your marriage like you grow a tree. A tree, you put the roots become a trunk grows branches have leaves, and after the leaves come the fruits. Similarly, the roots are respect, trunk is good communication in marriage. You listen to each other, and you talk to each other and open up, like open book between husband and wife. There is no secrets. And then you branch out. That's where everything is carried. That's the trust. And then there is peace, the leaves, and then the fruit grows. That's what we call love. Love doesn't grow just like that. Love comes on a tree. I call it the marriage tree. Similarly, there's no fruit that grows without tree. You must have a tree.
MashaAllah, Dr. Slimi. Lots of gems, and this is an opportunity for our viewers. You can look at it as a self-assessment. Stack up your relationship with the 10 points mentioned here, and this is a great opportunity to see if you can fill in the gaps, if any.
And I would say to our viewers, if you hear of our marriage workshops, I strongly recommend that you attend them. They're very successful. Whether you're already married or you're single, still looking to get married, attend them. They're very, very, very fruitful, and they're very, very beneficial.
Jazakallah khairan, Dr. Slimi. If you'd like more information about marriages and family, you're more than welcome to check out the links in the description down below. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them down below. It's always a two-way street. And until next time, Assalamu alaikum.